There is a kind of man who does not ask to be remembered. He does not chase after attention, nor does he linger where he is no longer welcome. He walks away, quietly, completely, and leaves a silence so profound, it becomes louder than words. And in that silence, he is missed. To make any woman miss you deeply is not about games. It is not about delay tactics, clever replies, or calculated silences. It is about something far more dangerous and far more rare, the transformation of the man himself. You do not become unforgettable by clinging. You become unforgettable by becoming. A man whose presence is a fortress cannot be ignored in his absence. His withdrawal is not a retreat. It is a return, not to her, but to himself. We must begin with the understanding that nothing is truly under our control except ourselves. Her thoughts, her feelings, her actions, they are not yours to command. But your conduct, your emotions, your path, these belong to you. And that is where all your power lives. Seneca wrote, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." There is no deeper truth than this. The man who walks away with clarity is not fleeing, he is ascending. He does not look back, not because he is heartless, but because he knows his value does not live in her validation. It lives in his essence. Most men crumble when faced with detachment. They reach out, they try to explain, they attempt to remind her of what they gave. But understand this, people do not remember those who begged. They remember those who stood still while the world spun chaotically around them. Absence is only felt when presence carried weight. To make her miss you, your presence must have been profound. You must have been the eye in the storm, the grounding force in her emotional chaos, the rare calm that made her feel safe in a world that constantly shakes. To become this, you must go where most men fear to tread, inward. You must master the art of inner stillness, the kind that is not shaken by rejection, distance, or the coldness of another. You must learn to stand completely alone and not flinch. This is not about becoming emotionless. This is about becoming unbreakable. The pain of loss, the ache of detachment, the sting of indifference, you must feel them fully, but you must not become them. You must not act from them. Instead, let them forge you. Let them sharpen the blade of your character. You are not here to be reactive. You are here to become a man of such immense emotional discipline that your silence carries a weight others cannot bear. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." So you must become a man who is not ruled by impulse, not driven by fear, not enslaved by desire. When you stop chasing her, when you remove your need, when you let go of outcome, you shift from powerless to powerful. You become what is rare, and what is rare becomes desired. Understand this. A woman will never miss a man who is always available. She misses the man who made her feel something deep and then disappeared without explanation. The man who didn't try to prove anything. The man who, even when he walked away, did so with dignity so unshakable, it left a scar in the air he used to breathe beside her. To become this man, you must cultivate mystery, not the kind that hides behind silence, but the kind that speaks through it. Speak little, do much. Appear when needed, vanish when it serves your growth. Let her wonder where you are, what you're doing, who you've become, but never tell her. Let her feel the distance without your voice softening the blow. Your transformation must be internal, silent, ruthless. You must become more focused, more disciplined, more intentional than you have ever been. Let your daily life become an altar to purpose. Rise before others. Train when no one watches. Build in the dark. Evolve when the world is asleep. Let her miss the man she thought she knew, and realize too late that he has become someone she can no longer reach. Zeno, the founder of the ancient path of inner fortitude, taught that well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing. Each moment you resist the temptation to reach out. Each time you conquer your emotional pull, you step closer to that well-being, to that power. She will not remember the man who sent the final text. She will not remember the man who tried to convince her to come back. She will remember the man who said nothing, who turned inward, who disappeared into his own rebirth. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. You do not vanish to hurt. You vanish because your soul demands solitude for growth, because you know that who you are becoming cannot be built in her shadow. You must walk through the valley of loneliness with your head high. You must feel the sharp edge of silence and keep moving, because only those who endure this fire without breaking become the men who are remembered, not with fondness, but with longing. And when she remembers you, if she does, let her see a man transformed, a man whose eyes hold the weight of someone who has battled himself and emerged stronger, a man whose voice, if she ever hears it again, no longer speaks with need, but with calm certainty. This is the man women miss, the one they didn't truly understand until he was gone, the one they thought would come back and didn't, the one who made peace with letting go, the one who grew in silence while she waited for a knock that never came. Your goal is not to be missed. Your goal is to become so complete in yourself that being missed becomes a side effect of your greatness. She will miss the man who became sovereign over his mind. She will miss the man who mastered his desire. She will miss the man who stood on the edge of losing her and chose to keep his soul instead. There is no power greater than stillness, no seduction stronger than silence, no presence more magnetic than that of a man who no longer needs to be desired to feel worthy. Become that man. Let her miss the version of you that was accessible, soft, available, because the new you no longer is. Let her feel the loss of a man who was willing to give, but never willing to lose himself to do so. And if she never returns, you will not be diminished, because you have not lived for her memory. You have lived for your rebirth. Let her miss you, deeply, silently, painfully. Let her carry the echo of your transformation like a wound that never heals. And you walk on. You walk into greatness, unmoved, unshaken, unforgettable.